Good morning, our beloved active senior supervisor, Mr. Hanafi, Mr. Rida, our supervisor. Dear supervisors and all teachers, thank you for this opportunity to participate with you. We are St. Mark English staff and we will talk about the importance of the lesson plan and the steps of the lesson plan.
Method 2. Planning out the stages. Number 1. Warm them up. At the beginning of every class, the students' brains aren't primed yet for the content. So, the warm-up can be a simple game, possibly about vocab on the topic, to see where their current knowledge lies, or what they remember from last week. Or it can be questions or pictures used to start a conversation. Whatever it is, get them talking, get them thinking about the topic, even if you don't say it yet. Number 2, present the information. That's just about as straightforward as it gets. However your format, you need to start with the information presented. It could be a video, a song, text, or even a concept. Depending on your students' levels, you may have to go pretty bare bones. Think about how far back you need to go. The sentence, "He put the coat on the rack," makes no sense if you don't know what coat and rack means. Give them the very basic concept and let them the next lesson or two cultivate it.
Number 3. Do a guided practice. Now that the students have received the information, you need to devise an activity that allows them to put it into action. However, it's still new to them. So start off with an activity that has training wheels. Think worksheets, matching, or using pictures. You wouldn't write an essay before you do a fill in the blank. If you have time for 2 activities, all the better. It's a good idea to test their knowledge on 2 different levels. For example, writing and speaking, 2 very different skills. Try to incorporate different activities for students that have different aptitudes. Number 4. Check their work and assess their progress. After the guided practice, assess your students. Do they seem to understand what you have presented so far? If so, great, you can move on, possibly adding more difficult elements of the concept or practicing harder skills. If they are not getting it, go back to the information. How do you need to present it differently? If you have been teaching the same group for a while out, or you know the students who might struggle with certain concepts, if that's the case, pair them with stronger students to keep the class going. You don't want certain students left behind, but you also don't want the class held up, waiting for everyone to get on the same level.
Number 5. Do a practice. Now that the students have the basics, allow them to exercise their knowledge on their own. That doesn't mean you leave the room, it just means they get to do more creative endeavor. That lets their minds really wrap around the information you have presented to them. How can you let their minds flourish? It all depends on the subject at hand and the skills you want to use.
Number 6. Leave time for questions. If you have a class with ample time to cover the subject matter, leave 10 minutes or so at the end of questions. This could start out as a discussion and morph into more probing question on the issue at hand. Or it could just be time for clarification. Both will benefit your students. If you have a group full of kids that can't be paid to raise their hands, turn them among themselves, give them an aspect of the topic to discuss and 5 minutes to converse about it. Then bring the focus to the front of the class and lead a group discussion. Interesting points are bound to pop up.